You right. Gotcha, that's
Alright, I'm finishing the link.
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all peep flow.
Okay, he was a sportsmanship I played. I told him good luck. Take good luck to me too. Got everyone.
He was on vacation.
Coach. Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
Look, you better be subscribed to my channel. Let me find out you're not
and they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
I wonder if he's been scouting. I was scouting him. And he runs, he passes the ball to his
now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They'll try the right side with Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They keep it with Henry on first down. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one maybe was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From the 29, Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
And we found out it's that old Browns user when you sub to you. Just got that
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I'd be something.
Here's Miles Sanders, the rookie second-rounder from Penn State. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
His running back, he's on the route. Stockton, he all game. Some places he's always going to have his running back on the route.
Working from the gun, Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. There he goes right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
That's funny.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Okay.
That's Derek for you. That's my king.
He's the GOAT.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much there at all.
Jay's on the phone.
Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Good YouTubers I see, huh?
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Henry running right. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
I had ball first, right? Yeah.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that'll set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson.
Touchdown, Carson.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
That's not fun. I'll just
already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left, early in November. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Flying in to blow that play up, Alex Okafor.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
By beat over the top, you mean by beat over the top? Oh, I thought you meant over the top beating.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie!
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. He'll hit Jackson complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Why?
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he finds his tight end, it's Ertz. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Yes. Hold on. I feel,
On
yeah, you
play
can tell
action,
this
it's Wentz. It's caught by Jackson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
I forgot you got
Wentz to throw again.
I know he's old.
The Sanders has got it complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
69,000.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
My starting lineup's looking cheesy. At the 1, I got Pink Diamond John Ball. 2, I got Pink Diamond Kawhi. At the 3, I got Galaxy of
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout. An injured player. He gets attended to. We'll step aside. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, Alpha!
Wentz going to throw. And it is incomplete here.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Gotta go do something.
Yo, I need someone to talk to. Come on.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here.
I'll talk to you through the stream.
Where you at? Where you at, dude?
Shotgun now for Wentz. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Von Miller. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And a kick by Elliott is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Henry. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now a give, right side. It's Henry, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. This is Carson. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Check 99.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26.
He can get his rest. Everything will be straight.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Here's Carson, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the 1st half.
Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
We got to play this game smart ball, boys. Got me
They'll try and run for it with Henry.
Touchdown.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Derrick Henry, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Yes, sir.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 17-10 score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Now Wentz on the bootleg. Forced out to his left. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
I'm going to take
It moves to 2nd and 10.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Lefty, lefty. 82, Go.
On play action, Wentz. Flush to his right. Got his man. It's the rookie, Arcega-Whiteside. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
I'm going to get him out of here.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Ezekiel Ansah. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
I'm coming after you. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Rip left.
Throwing is Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Bills on the party. Oh, Bills not in it.
Sunday. Hey, Steve 6. Steve,
Now Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Oh, he's funny. Yeah, he's seen the rules.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 3rd down, Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ziggy Ansah. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That's his second sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Wentz. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. They've got his man complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 45 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
46 down, man.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little...
Cardinals, get on the mic, bro.
Times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
Now Wentz. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
First down, Seahawks. 57. We want this.
On 1st down, it's Carson. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And a busy night for Henry continues. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Gets it to Gordon. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. 1 quarter remains.
Oh, Cardinals just left.
National Football League on EA Sports.
With the score, Seahawks 17, Eagles 10.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a one-score game, had he. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. Looking for Ertz, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A first down carry for Henry. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Derrick Henry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll run with Henry. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded at the 2. Bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays down.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Another try after the first down sack. Wentz. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. This is Henry. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Brought down by Nate Gehring. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it again with Henry. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Go Bills. Go Bills.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll toss it to Henry. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And no return here. Where will they spot him? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Back to the air on second down. Wentz. It's caught by Sanders. And down he'll go at the 25. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
This is probably more entertaining than mine.
The Eagles indeed snap it. Wins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Brad McDougald. And the return will stop right around the 25. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Again, it's Henry. He's got the first down inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now it's Henry. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Alright, bro. Alright, stream. That was a good game. One of my best.